All right, guys, I'm back here with you. It's Monday the 20th here, and this is a take two. Had an error in the first count that one of our astute members caught and corrected me on. I have a love-hate with that. I love that you guys have gotten so good that you can catch my errors. I hate that I made the error, but I kind of like that you guys would catch me and call me on it. So I think this actually plays better here. There are a couple of different ways to count this. This is not an easy count, but I think this has our high. There's nothing that's perfect, but I think this plays the best based on what we're seeing here. So the error that I had was I had it as a WXY. Well, shit, that was also an error that one of you guys corrected me on. Two different guys corrected me on both. Nonetheless, here I had this as a WXY to accommodate the necessity to have zigzags or double zigzags in a diagonal here. So we had the WXY, but then I had the ABC here for the 3, and I was checking. So note this here. Right? So this is an easy mistake to make, right? So fortunately, I never profess to be beyond error, so it doesn't surprise me that I make them. So this is a couple of so here, I was looking at this going, oh, ABC, okay, we're just long enough here in the 3, ABC in the 4, we go for the 5. So an easy mistake to make. So at this point, so bonus round here, if at this point in the video you can tell me what the error was with that count, why that doesn't work. Well, there's a little homework assignment for you. Several of you caught it right away. But so as I look here, so I was thinking 1, 2, ABC into the 3. We're just long enough so we have a contender for the 3, ABC, and the 4. We're up for the 5, and we had the extension of the 5. Doesn't work because, as was pointed out to me, in effect reminding me, we cannot in a diagonal, as the way I had it described, have the 4 and have the 2 longer than the 4. Right? It would not have worked because I had us in an expanding diagonal. So doesn't work. 4. So this was my error here in that the 4 was shorter than the 2. So so I think this corrective count, I think this does work. Now, so again, as I said, there's nothing that's perfect here. So the anomaly is that we have a technical but a relatively shallow correction. So if that is correctly identified as our 1 wave here, well, it's unusual for the 2 to be that shallow. Much more common would be to make it to the 50. So here we are at the 38. I've got good subdivision there. There's a clear ABC. There's a bit of a pump down wick here, but then as we move off of this, and what appears to be, at least at this point as we watch this wave 1 high, it does look like I've got another diagonal in the 1 here, and it looks like I can go 1, 2. Now do we have 3, 4, and 5 here? Are we done? Well, shit, I'm on a 4 hour. Let me go to an hourly. You can make a case that there's a 3, 4, 5 there to give us an impulse in this third. And now, so here, once we're up here, this does look like we've got an ABC going in here to try and get us to a 4. Back to a 2 hour here. So this 1, 2, then 1, 2, right? So it's because you can go 1, 2 here as well. So we won't really get a high degree of confidence in the count until we see how this resolves, how deep this goes. Does it come down here? We're going to take out the A low. That's what you would anticipate for a traditional ABC here in the 4. Obviously, we're going to watch for the wave 1 high. Let me go. Let's go back to a 3 hour here and put the whole thing together. So if it's 1, 2, and we're still working to put in the third here, well, this is actually more bullish, because if we're going to finish the 3, 4, and 5 up here, right, to give us this 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm just eyeballing this for this 5. Then the corrective structure that you would anticipate following that will be much higher. So I'm just eyeballing here. So it would put potentially a correction down here around the 210 area. Again, I don't have this, so I'm purely speculation here as to where we could be going. But if I'm just kind of using typical wave relationships that you might anticipate if we're going to come up here for that to complete a motive wave off of that low to get us to get to the 5th here, then the ABC, the 3-wave structure that would correct that, we'd be looking for that second coming down. So there you go, right? Very easy to make these kind of mistakes, right? So I appreciate getting called out on it, right? It reminds me, we're all going to make mistakes. Right? It's very difficult to be perfect here. We're all going to make them. The idea is when you make them, it kind of refreshes that rule in your mind, and the idea is to make fewer of them going forward. So hopefully there was really no trade there to take off of that, but maybe just a good lesson for all of us there, and a good eye from a couple of very strong Elliotticians amongst the membership that caught me on that. All right, guys. So there, I'll post this underneath, and we'll just watch and see how this plays. All right, guys. Talk to you later.